You're scrolling through your phone. It's 2 a.m. You're not tired, but you're not doing anything either. You're just existing in a state of mild misery. Nothing's particularly wrong, but nothing feels right either. You check your mental health app. Another good day? Bad day? You're not sure anymore. You just feel empty. 1 in 4 of us will experience clinical depression in our lifetime. 1 in 4. That's not a rare condition. That's a modern pandemic we all pretend is normal. But here's the thing that nobody ever asks: what did depressed people do 50,000 years ago? Seriously. Think about it. Ancient humans didn't have therapy. They didn't have antidepressants. They didn't have self-help books or meditation apps or any of the coping mechanisms we've invented. And yet, depression as a widespread epidemic doesn't show up in the historical record until remarkably recently. So either ancient humans never got depressed, or we broke something. Let me be clear first, I'm not saying depression didn't exist in ancient times. Sadness, grief, loss, these are universal human experiences. But clinical depression, this persistent, chemical state of hopelessness and disconnection, this thing that can strike you even when your life is objectively fine, this modern epidemic we're living through, there's compelling evidence that this is different. Anthropologists studying contemporary hunter-gatherer societies, people living in ways remarkably similar to our ancient ancestors, consistently find something striking. Depression and anxiety disorders are rare. Not absent. Rare. The Hadza of Tanzania, the Aboriginal Australians, the Kalahari San, all groups that live with minimal modern technology and in ways archaeologists believe are closest to prehistoric life, show depression rates of less than 1%. Compare that to modern developed nations where clinical depression affects 5 to 10% of the population at any given moment. That's a massive difference. That's not random variation. Here's where it gets counterintuitive: you'd think ancient humans would have been more depressed, not less. They were exposed to constant threats. Predators. Starvation. Illness. Infant mortality that makes modern statistics look like fairy tales. By every objective measure, their life circumstances were objectively harder than ours. But there's a crucial difference between stress and chronic stress. Between challenges that require response and a background hum of anxiety that never resolves. Modern life creates what psychologists call non-stop low-grade stress. You're never in actual danger, but you're never fully safe either. You're answering emails at 11 p.m. You're scrolling through social media comparing yourself to people you'll never meet. You're aware of a dozen global crises happening simultaneously. Your nervous system is in a state of constant low alert that it was never designed to maintain. Ancient humans. They experienced intense, acute stress. A predator. A hunt that failed. A sickness that threatened the group. But these were discrete events with clear outcomes. Either you survived or you didn't. Either the hunt succeeded or it failed. Either the person recovered or they died. And then it was over. Your nervous system could activate fully, respond, and then recover. That cycle, activation, response, recovery, is what your body is actually built for. Modern stress doesn't have that cycle. It just continues. Indefinitely. A predator attack lasts minutes. A bad work situation lasts years. And that difference might matter more than anyone realized. But here's the thing that actually breaks the system. The thing that depression researchers are only beginning to understand. Dopamine. You know dopamine from our earlier discussion. It's the reward chemical. It's what drives desire and motivation. And in ancient systems, dopamine worked the way it was designed to work. You hunt. Dopamine fires. You eat. Dopamine fires. You bond with a mate. Dopamine fires. You see your child survive another year. Dopamine fires. These are real achievements with real outcomes that trigger real dopamine responses. Modern life hijacked that system. Your brain is now getting dopamine hits from things that aren't real achievements. You post something on social media. Dopamine from the likes. You beat a level in a game. Dopamine from the achievement. You watch a show. Dopamine from the entertainment. You doom scroll news. Dopamine from the stimulation. Except these aren't real achievements. They don't produce actual survival benefits. They don't create real connection. They don't matter. But your brain got the dopamine anyway. So what happens when you're not getting those hits? You feel empty. Unmotivated. Hopeless. And the system is designed to keep you chasing them. Social media algorithms, video games, news feeds, they're all engineered to maintain that dopamine stimulation at just the right level to keep you addicted but never satisfied. Ancient humans earned their dopamine the hard way. Real hunts. Real bonds. Real survival. Modern humans can trigger dopamine without achieving anything at all. And that broken feedback loop might be at the heart of why we're depressed and they weren't. So did ancient humans get depressed? Possibly. Some of them, probably. Biology is biology. But did they have this epidemic of disconnection and meaninglessness that we live with now? Almost certainly not. We didn't break our brains. We broke the systems our brains evolved to function within. And maybe understanding that is the first step toward them. Like and subscribe for more interesting videos.